Hello. I think, can you guys hear me? I see that 8 of you are here. I hope I was having some trouble, so hopefully this is working okay. I see a thumbs up. Oh, hi, Olivia. Okay, good. I'm happy you can hear me. I have to do this on my very old laptop because my new computer doesn't have like a webcam or anything. And so I was a little nervous that it might not cooperate exactly. I did a test earlier today, but best laid plans. Oh, I'm so happy you could make it and you didn't have to go to work. Hi, Christine. Who else is here? Willow Master. Hi. Oh, I'm so happy you guys could make it. I was like nervous all day um, that nobody would come. It's like when you host a party and then you wait and see if people are going to show up. Oh, you are at work, Wild Dog Mountain, but you're slow. Oh, you're a big black dog. Hi. I didn't know that handle. Hi, Erica and Angela and Megan. Oh my gosh, there's so many of you here. So I guess I was thinking maybe we should just wait a couple seconds and see if more people come, but I have like a few things that I can show you guys. Some of it you've already seen, some things I've made progress on. And then I thought we could just hang out and knit. Hi, Louise from the UK. Wow. It must be later there for you, right? So it's 5 here. So is it like very late at night? Thank you for staying up late. It was hard to choose a time. So I tried to pick in the middle of what was the most popular. And Kim, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so happy you came. But okay, I guess I'll just start. What I'm working on. Oh, it's only 10 p.m. in the UK. That's not so bad. I'm working on my Audrey and Unst vest, and I've made some progress, as you can see, because I don't think I cast it on by like for last week's video. Um, I'm working on the short rows section. So, because I'm doing like the curved hem, but let's see if you can see. So I got the ribbing done. Oh yeah, I guess I could do that. That's a good point, Cheyenne, that maybe I should just introduce myself. I think most of you know who I am. I assume you're here because you watch my videos, but in case you didn't, hi Judith. So my name is Anne, and I run Caprine Cottage, the YouTube podcast. I don't know, it's kind of like all encompassing, but yeah. So I talk mostly about knitting. We have a small vegetable farm here, and yeah. Hi Danielle. Yeah. So then we'll go back to talking about this. So Christine says she loves this color. So this is yarn that I was gifted from the Scottish Yarn Festival, and it is so soft because I'm used to working with. I mainly work with Shetland yarn, which I think is pretty soft, but I know it's more like it's a little bit. It's not merino soft, but this is incredibly soft. And of course, I've left the yarn band over there. Here, I can just look it up. I think it's I forget what the blend is. I should be better at this. So let's see. And this is the 4-ply, so it's fingering weight. Um, and this red color is called Duncan. They're all named after clan names. And let's see. It's 80% Shetland, 20% Kiviat, and it's all Scottish sourced wool. Oh, more people from the UK. Hi, Ruthie. I think I already said hi to Danielle. Sorry, I have to keep track of the chat. I'll zone out. But yeah, I'm excited. So like there's the front. When I started knitting this, I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't realize that I was going to be knitting flat. I don't know. I'm so used to knitting everything in the round. And so then I was so confused when it didn't say to join. And then I was like, oh, of course, it's not color work. So it can just be knit flat easily. Hi, Heather. But so far, it's really fun. Is anyone else thinking of making this pattern? This is the new Audrey and Unst vest by Gudrun Johnston. Hello, Gretchen. Also, I should probably say this too. Caleb is in the kitchen making cake, and Feeny is with him. And there's cats around, so if you hear random sounds, that's why. Hi, Erica. Oh, Leslie, you're making the Audrey and Unst vest too. What color is yours gonna be? I um I really want to make I'll talk more when I start talking about plans a little bit, but I really would like to make more vests for this year just because I think that it's something that I don't have at all. And I think it's like really practical considering making it in your dreams. I understand that. I do a lot of dream knitting where I just imagine all the things I'll make because there's not that much time. Ooh. So Ruthie says, I'm tempted to make the vest, working on the Isla scarf. So I finished mine. It's back there. I could get it in a second. And then Cheyenne says an upcoming vest is Hobbiton vest. Oh, and Nordic Bloom is coming as a vest version. That's cool. Let's see. Sorry, I'm reading. I'm doing my first in pieces. Oh, yeah. Yes, bottom up and seaming. That's not for me so much either. um, Also, yeah, I think that I agree with that, Christine, that vests are back. I remember, yeah, in the 90s or like late 80s when I was little, my mom would wear vests, and then I feel like they were very out for a long time. And then I think vests are coming back, and I'm all about that. I feel like a lot of times I'm not great at regulating my body temperature, so a vest is perfect. Oh my gosh, Danielle, you sheared your sheep today. How exciting. It is that time of year, isn't it? I would say I have so my partner Caleb, his sister's sheep are mostly Shetland. Some of them are purebred Shetland, but some of them are crossed with Finn. Um, I've never used wool that's 100% Finn wool, but I have definitely used Shetland Finn cross wool very frequently, and I think that it's yeah, very similar. I really want to get some of the Tuku wool, the Finnish brand of wool, and I think that I assume it's all Finn sheep. Yeah, the Nordic bloom is so cute. I love it so much. I really want to make the cardigan. That's definitely on my to make list. But I do have some things I can show you guys. I guess I'll just start showing things. I don't know. I didn't make a plan for this at all. The first thing I'm just going to show fast, which is that I finished my first sock. Finally, I've been working on these since the beginning of the year, but I finally finished one. I am a little concerned that I did my toe decreases wrong because it looks like very pointy. And I hope that I didn't mess it up. It looks right. Like all of the color changes are correct, but it's a little pointy. I'm hoping that with blocking, it will look less like that. And it doesn't look as weird this way. So yeah, I'm so happy it's done. Um, I'll show I still have to do that and then block, of course. Oh my gosh, Kimberly, you finished the Fettler vest. That's awesome. I didn't bring my burra down. It's upstairs because nothing has really changed on that. I've been working on Audrey and Unst more instead. But yeah, this I'm so excited about these. This is the most sort of it's so crazy. I just feel like they look so beautiful. And the truth is it really wasn't that hard. Um, it looks much more intimidating than it is. It's so well charted that it's really not difficult. I highly recommend that pattern. I don't know if patterns from that book, that's Grand Shetland Adventure Knits. Here I have it. Well, it's on the floor. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's, ooh, there we go, individual patterns are available from this yet. But I also highly recommend this book if you like Shetland knitting. Um, it's a great book. Yeah, I forget. Now I've sort of lost my train of thought a little bit. I guess one thing, hold on. So I wanted to talk about, well, I guess I don't know. I was going to talk about knitting plans and or just kind of like reflecting on a year of YouTube, which is maybe not that exciting, but it is, yeah. That's why we're doing this. It's like our 1 year, 2,500 subs celebration stream. And if we like this, like I will, um, it requires a lot less work from me than filming a video because I don't have to edit it. But that also means that you have me unedited. So I, yeah, I don't know. I say a lot and get distracted and don't stay focused as well. So I'm happy you guys like that idea, or Olivia does. And thank you, Christine. I know I can't believe it's been a year. It's been a wild year, and I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that this is happening. I don't know. It's still, let's see if I can knit while I'm doing this. It's still kind of, oh yeah, here's my little, I don't know if I've ever shown these before. My little goat stitch toppers. Oh dear. This one. They're from the Woolly Thistle. I had to buy them when I saw them. But it's just so funny to me, this whole YouTube thing, and that I don't know that it's I have actually dreamed of doing this for a really long time. Even when, because YouTube came out when I was in high school. Um, that's when I remember the day that I was first shown a YouTube video, and I thought it was the craziest thing. I remember this girl actually was on a like high school sort of trip to Europe, and the group from where I was from also went with a group from Texas. And one of the girls from Texas, I want to say she either had a laptop or maybe a cell phone that had the internet, which was crazy at that time. But I remember her showing me um, a YouTube, like showing, going on the YouTube website and being like, look, people can make videos and put them up. And hi, Sue, just talking about YouTube a little bit. And I remember thinking that it was just the craziest concept. And obviously now it's such a huge part of our culture and society, and also such a huge resource. Today, actually, I was working on this vest and I'm doing German short rows. And I'm okay at short rows, but I'm not great at it. Like there's always tension issues and things like that. And I was on the purl side and I got to my double stitch and I dropped to the double stitch. And I immediately started panicking and freaking out. But then I just searched and found a video on YouTube and fixed it. And yeah, so I think YouTube is an incredible resource for that sort of thing. But anyway, back to my story. I won't ramble too much. But I after that day, I really liked the idea of making YouTube videos. I could never do short rows while talking. Luckily, they're not so short anymore, I guess is the best way to put it. So we'll see. Also, how much will I rip back after this? Nobody knows. But yeah, I've always loved watching YouTube videos, and I always thought it would be really fun to make them. I really enjoy ever since I was like little, I remember my friends had like a videotape recorder, like a camcorder, and we used to make like feature length films. So I've always loved making like filmmaking or like amateur filmmaking. Obviously, I did not go to school for that or anything. And I do really enjoy the editing process. And I've, before doing this, made a handful of videos just like for funsies. Um, Never really posted anything. And then in my 20s, a lot of people were sort of doing like artsy vlog stuff. And I really wanted to do that, but I kind of didn't have the courage. And it's once I started discovering knitting podcasts, which I have only been watching knitting podcasts for maybe like 2 or 3 years, not very long. And I just love the format. I love watching other people's videos. And then I just thought it would be a great way to sort of like journal and document my own projects. And I think I've told you guys before, I sprained my ankle in the summer of 2023. And so then I couldn't spin for a really long time. So I started knitting a lot. I also couldn't walk for like a month. So I had to just sit around and do nothing. Oh, Danielle, the vest is, it has buttons in the front. I will put here, I'll hold this up so you can see it. You can see this good. But this, yeah, there's a Gudrun Johnston pattern that just came out. And it is called the Audrey and Unst vest. It's like a little cropped cutie. Hey, Maureen, I'm so happy you caught the live stream too. But yeah, I was saying about YouTubing, and I just loved, yeah, the idea of having like a video journal of all the things I make. And I was starting to knit a lot because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything. And also that summer, actually right after I sprained my ankle, it was about 6 weeks after I did, I went to Scotland and Shetland with my mom, and that really just set things off. And from there, I decided that I really wanted to put more of my time and energy into fiber crafts and kind of making that more of a like attempting to pursue that as more than just a hobby I do by myself, like involving other people. CRISPR, you forgot it was happening. Hi from Toronto. Hi, happy Friday to you too. And Kim is here from England. Hi, Kim. It's so fun to see so many of your handles that are familiar to me. Oh, thanks, Cheyenne. It is like, I think getting started is the hardest part because that's what I noticed is that it took me so many years to get started. And then now that I'm doing it, I'm sort of, it's like you get into kind of a routine and it also becomes a lot less uncomfortable because I'm like actually a very shy person. Um, and uh, it feels so awkward to talk to like nobody, but you're not nobody. I don't know. It's definitely a strange experience, but um yeah, it gets a lot easier as you do it. Hello, Maureen. Oh, and a friend, someone who lives close to me. I forget your name. I see your handle is Mo Barger. Zin from Alaska. Your first live stream. I hope you enjoy it. I don't know if I'm the best person to be your first live stream. Bye, Big Black Dog. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Um, yeah. I often miss live streams when they are happening myself. I'm not the best attendee, but it is fun sometimes. I went through a brief period where I was really enjoying watching like what do you call it? Like co-working or video game, like cozy video game streams, just because sometimes it's fun to just have something on. Oh, Maureen. Maureen or Mo. She lives right near where I live. That's also been so fun is some of you are my neighbors in real life too, which is fun. The knitting community has just been so welcoming and open, and it's always fun to just meet people. Yeah, Christine, it's so weird to talk without, like, having that's why the chat is so nice with this, um, because you guys can respond to me a little bit and give me something to work with. Otherwise, I just have to plan ahead what I'm gonna talk about, and sometimes I forget what I'm supposed to talk about. But sometimes when you're talking about your projects, it reminds you of something, and then you have more, stuff to talk about. Oh, so many of you, it's your first YouTube live stream. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I've definitely gone to a few like cozy knitting live streams on YouTube and then some stuff on Twitch. I haven't gone on Twitch in years, but yeah. I know this is like more casual. It's kind of fun, I think. Hopefully. You guys seem to be happy. I'm happy. But I guess I was going to talk a little bit about spring knitting plans. So, if you watched my last podcast that came out last week, I have a lot going on right now, project wise. But of course, I'm dream knitting too. And there's lots of things that I want to work towards. I said before that, like the burra cardigan. So, oh, here, I'll answer this question quick just because it is on my mind. Christine asks, how are my goats doing? So, the goats are okay. They're not great. I mentioned in the video, we had the vets out last week. Yeah. So I have to remember like when things go live and then when you see them. So it was last Thursday, so a week ago, because another one of our goats was very weak and not seeming well. He'd lost a ton of weight. And so they tested them all, and we're still dealing with the internal parasites. And Wayne, who's Garth I had talked about before. He had worms before. It's Garth's brother. They're like, twins. They had shared a womb, and we adopted them from somebody. They're two little Nigerian dwarfs, but Wayne, he's still not doing great. I think he's improving. We were seeing a lot of weakness in his hindquarters, and he seems to be improving. He's still very, very thin and seems kind of frail, but we're trying really hard to feed him up, and it happened so rapidly. And this winter was very hard on them. We had a very cold winter here. So that definitely took its toll on the animals. And I feel like they're all quite thin right now. But then something else that was weird is they tested, like, it feels weird to say this. They take poops from them and test the poops. But they took samples from most of the goats. And our one goat, like our big goat, mama goat, Isabella, she his fat, like they said she was not like too fat, but that she wasn't thin, but she had very high parasite load. So I had to give her medicine yesterday and today, which she actually was a champ. She was a really good girl and didn't fight like Caleb and I did it together, and it wasn't a big deal. But she is a big goat and she was not thrilled about it. But hopefully everybody will be on the mend. I'll have them retested. So I have to count 4. Okay. Um, I will have them retested probably in 2 weeks to see, to make sure that the medicine um, did, like it worked and did everything it was supposed to do. And we'll just hope for the best. I have been chatting with the vet um, about sort of different alternative things we can do that might help limit this in the future. Uh, Zin asks, are the goats kept as pets or do you milk them? It's a sort of both answer. We sorry, I was reading. We initially so it's kind of a long story about the goats. I think I've talked about it a little, but our first goat, Isabella, we got her as a rescue. Someone gave her to us. Um, and so it was sort of just by chance, but she was in milk at the time that we received her. She had given birth to babies, and at the farm she was at, they had a protective donkey, and it actually killed one of her babies, which is really tragic and sad. And then so the farmer took the other baby into the house and he didn't have time to milk her. So that's how we ended up with her. And so then I milked her for a year and then she had babies and then I milked her for a further year, almost 2 years actually. And then we just decided that we didn't want any more baby goats. I mean, we do, but like we don't. And both of us were very tired of milking because you have to be home every 12 hours to milk and you have to be very consistent about it. So, our whole life revolved around being home at 8:30 and 8:30. Um, and that was fine, especially during COVID. Like we got her right when COVID started. And so it was we got a COVID goat instead of a COVID puppy like other people got. But yeah, so they started out as for milk, and I really do miss the milk, but they're just pets now and they have a good life. Will they be okay on the medicine? I hope so. I hope so too. The vet said that, like, I guess they can reach a point where they need a blood transfusion, and he was not at that stage, so that's very good. Um, Obviously, that would be really, really scary. And so he wasn't that sick, but we're still not out of the woods. He's just is a little tired. Leslie says, "Does Feeny get along with the other goats?" Kind of. So our dream is to integrate Feeny into the herd. Obviously, we don't necessarily want Feeny to live in the house forever, or at least not full time. Um, but Feeny was raised with people, and she thinks that she's the boss. So Feeny weighs maybe 40 pounds. She's very, very small. Um, and I don't know if she's going to get any bigger. Her growth may have been stunted from her whole ordeal. Like the vet isn't even sure if she's grown all the way or if she'll get bigger still. But our biggest goat weighs like 120 pounds. And yes, she does think she's a dog that belongs in the house 100%. She would like sleep in our bed given the opportunity. And the truth is, I probably would let it happen if she was less bad about going to the bathroom where she's not supposed to. She's actually very well potty trained. Feeny is. She has like a litter box and she is, 99% good about going in it. But she has this thing where when she jumps on a squishy surface, sometimes she pees. So that's not ideal for upholstery or a bed or something, but she would love it. Yeah, she's a silly girl and we didn't expect to have her in our life like this, but we do and she's, my best buddy. But yeah, no, I've just rambled about goats, but I really think the goats are doing better. I'm always scared to say that the animals are doing better because sometimes I feel like when they're sick and then I say that we have some kind of setback, but so far I think they're okay. I'm now keeping a better eye about the worms. I feel like I just missed it a little bit. And so now we've never had internal parasites in our goats in over 5 years of having them. So, or maybe we had like here and there, like one of them had to be treated or something. We've never had it like this. And so it definitely blindsided me a little bit, caught me off guard. But now I'm keyed into it and I know better what to look for. And yeah, so that's the goat chat. Uh, yeah. Feeney's with Caleb right now. Caleb's baking a cake. So that's exciting. Or cupcakes, I think. I think I bullied him into cupcakes. Um, Feeney and I went on a walk this afternoon. It's finally becoming warm-ish here. We've had such a cold spring. I know that I think those of you in the UK have had kind of a warm spring, which I'm a little jealous of. But here I guess it's not been too cold. It's only the middle of April and it snowed. I don't remember what day it was now. Some day last week I woke up, or wait, was it this week? It was the day I had to drive into town to go to the vet's office and pick up medicine, and that day, it was snowing, and there was snow on the ground when I woke up. It has all melted, of course, but yeah. Not I'm over it with the snow. But then today it was in the 70s, so that was nice. 70s Fahrenheit, I don't know. Don't judge me on my lack of Celsius knowledge. I think that's like 20, something like that, I think. Um, yeah, I don't know. We could talk a little bit more about knitting projects. I have my phone here in my Ravelry queue. So, yeah, I think I totally got off in the weeds. Oh, Christine, you're going to Rhinebeck. Yay! You haven't been since 2005. I wonder if it's going to be so much different. I've only gone twice, even though I don't live that far away. It's like 4 hours for me, but that's so exciting. Um, what am I looking forward to in spring when the weather finally arrives? I think just being outside. I This winter was very cold here, so I don't like the cold. So I only go out when I have to, like, to feed the animals or whatever, and then I try to stay in the house. But I'm looking forward to I can see right out the window that's lighting. Yeah, I might have to put a light on soon here, but I'm looking forward to, getting my gardens all weeded and make some, you know, make everything nice again and decide to plant some things. And we have some kind of like I don't know what you want to call it, like building projects that we'd like to do, small building projects. So I would like to do that. We need to finish painting our house. 2 years ago, we painted one coat of paint on like four sides of our house. And I know that sounds like a house has four sides. Our house has 10 sides because of how it's been added onto over the years. Um, yeah, so I would love to paint the house. I Last fall I painted our deck, like I stained our deck, but it needs another coat. So, yeah, I would love to do all of the outside projects. I really am looking forward to doing outdoor painting though, just cuz and gardening. I want it to look nicer outside. Uh Savannah asks, "Have I always lived in the Finger Lakes region? If not, how did you end up here?" I feel like everything else the answer is sort of. Um So I grew up in the Catskills, so that's still in New York State, but more towards New York City. And I grew up in a small town right on the edge of Catskill Park in the mountains. And my parents are both from the Finger Lakes region, and they then moved to New York City for work. And so the Catskills are in between those two places. So we had family up here, and my mom's worked like remotely, which is funny to talk about because it was in the 90s, but she worked remotely in New York, and she would go down to do presentations or stuff, but she was a graphic designer when I was a child, and so she just worked at home, like she freelanced and did all her design work at home, and then she would have to go into the city periodically. So they still wanted to live somewhat close. And then um, I really wanted to not live where I lived when I was a teenager, as a really, really small place. And since then, it's become like very trendy. But yeah, um, I my parents split up, and my mom really wanted to come back here too, to be near her mom, like my grandma. And so when I was 17, we moved back to the Finger Lakes, and then I just stayed. I haven't left. But it was kind of like, a lot of people when they graduate high school, they leave and go somewhere else. But I kind of did that just a year early because this is where I wanted to come anyway. Okay, hold on. I have so much chat to read. One moment, please. Yeah, just getting warmer days. That's the same here. And then Maureen says, seeing geese and ducks and looking forward to babies. I know our property borders a marsh or a swamp, and I have been hearing the geese honking, and I know there are two that definitely have a nest somewhere close to the edge because every time go by, they like try and swim away so that I will follow them clearly away from their nest. Um, and I saw some turtles in the swamp for the first time. It's always exciting. Erica says, I'm listening while I plot out my market gardening. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah. Tilling, fencing, spring cleaning, greenhouse, all that stuff. Yeah, I totally agree. That's the kind of thing that I have on my agenda too. And with the goat issues, we are going to build yet another pasture for rotational grazing. So that's a huge project because fencing sucks. If you ever made a fence, it's a lot. Oh, Danielle just suggested Sanavara's podcast. She's Finnish. I love her podcast or her YouTube. And I totally agree. I was watching her videos this winter and it makes you, she said it helps to make you appreciate snow and cold. And I agree. Something about her videos are like so magical. And her, she seems to like love the outdoors and the snow. And it really does help shift the perspective. I'm not there yet, but um, I dream of being a snow lover someday. The Thread Duchess. Hi. Thank you so much. So Caleb and I we decided to become farmers spontaneously. So his parents are farmers. They've had a vegetable farm since the 80s. And um, in 2018, yeah. So their neighbor passed away. And very unexpectedly, he was only in his 70s, but his family did not want to keep the farm or his home. And so they reached out to Caleb's parents first before putting the house on the market. And we decided to buy it. And so we bought a farm, and our farm attaches to Caleb's parents' farm. So we just kind of have a joint family farm. And so that's what Caleb does full time is he works on the vegetable farm. I mean, there's a million jobs, but yeah. And yeah, we both had very different jobs before doing this. Caleb was a carpenter. He's like a master carpenter. He had been doing that for over a decade before we did this. But he was at this place where he had kind of, he was like, he had been in between jobs, sort of, where the man he worked for many years passed away and he was working for someone else, but that guy didn't have as much work. And he didn't really want to start his own contracting company because it's just a lot to manage. And I was working full time at the time. I worked in property management. I think I've said that before. I managed an apartment complex. But I had always dreamed of I never expected to have this much land, but I had always dreamed of having some kind of homesteady farm sort of thing. Yeah, and then here we are. So I feel like as we get older, we make more thoughtful decisions, but we often make spontaneous decisions. Christine asks, when is the wedding going to be? I don't know. So we were thinking, like initially planning for this autumn, but it's April and I have not set a date. And in our group of friends, there is one other couple that's been together almost as long as us, and they just got engaged, and I think they're getting married this fall. So part of me just wants to wait because, like, we've been together for so long that what's another year? Oh my gosh, Megan, I can't believe that you mentioned that book. So you grew up in North Dakota, but you used to imagine that you were Sam. I read those books as a kid also, and obviously I'm from the Catskills, so yeah, I definitely imagined I was in those books too. But maybe I was a little bit, I don't know. Oh, what a blast from the past. I haven't thought about those books in a really long time. It makes me wanna go back and read them. Oh, the swallows have arrived, Judith. What a, what do you call it? Like a sign of spring. Our barn swallows aren't back yet. Soon they will be making nests everywhere. Oh, Erica, the fence. Bird dogs and a herding dog. Yeah, you know about fencing. Maggie, you said after a decade in the heat, you vowed not to complain about the cold. It's true. It's such a what do you call it? Like a trade-off. And I have to agree that I um I will take the cold over the things that come with the heat. So, like, I don't wanna live somewhere where there's, like, a lot of snakes or very large bugs or things like that. So and I was hoping that this winter was cold enough that we would have less ticks, but the ticks have been terrible this spring. I'm hoping that it chills out. Oh, wait, that's Maggie. Hi, Maggie. I always don't realize that you're you somehow. But hi, I didn't realize that you lived in Florida before. Yeah. Do I have any fiber related plans for my wedding? Sort of. So I dream of having a Shetland lace shawl for my wedding, and I'm trying to decide if I want to be the maker of that or if I want to purchase one. I sort of regret not buying one when I was in Shetland, but I didn't know that we were getting married at that time. I mean, I hoped we would be, but um, acorn pancakes, yes. You get swifts in Warwickshire. Are they like swallows? We also have, what is that bird called? Purple martins or house martins, I think they're called. That's another bird that kind of can live in a barn and comes in the spring and stuff. Oh, I know Cheyenne's saying that it we don't get more than 4 feet of snow here, but we get severe winds, -40s. She lives somewhere so cold. It's become warmer here where I live, in recent years. It used to well, at least where I'm from, it is colder in the mountains, and it used to be very cold there, and we would get, yeah, between 3 and 4 feet of snow in the winter, but it's not so cold anymore, and here it's even less cold. Hi, Maggie. Sorry, I didn't realize it was you. Um, the swifts live over the garden. That's awesome. I love to see when the birds are coming back. The spring birds are really starting to come here. We have robins and flickers. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a flicker. They're if you Google it, I think it's called northeastern flicker, eastern flicker, something like that. But there are these beautiful, beautiful birds. They have like brown speckly neck and a red head and then yellow underwings. And whenever they come in our yard, I know it's spring. Oh, the house martins have come. Yeah, you guys are in the UK are always just a little bit ahead of me. Like it's just slightly warmer there. And swifts are like swallows, but without forked tails. That's so cool. And there you go. Cheyenne lives in Montana. 6,000 feet elevation. That's crazy. Where I grew up, it's around 1,000, between 1,000 and 1,500. So little mountains compared to out west mountains. Oh, Erica has bluebirds nesting on the side of her house. We see eastern bluebirds. They are here sometimes early in the season. I saw some in February, which is very early, but they come and sit in our apple tree. I think it's so funny that this has turned into bird chat. I'm here for it. That you guys like to talk about birds. I know that bird watching is like an old people hobby, but I love watching the birds. It's such a seasonal activity and to see them changing. Oh, it's true. The sound, all the different bird sounds is so evocative of spring. You're at 3,500 feet, Erica. Wow. You guys live in the mountains. Here we're not. It's like in the Finger Lakes here. I think we're close to sea level. I don't even know if it's yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna get up and put a light on. I have a light right here. Is that a little better? Yeah, that's a little better. I notice it's starting to get dark. I'll probably only stay on until I don't know, either between 6 or 6:30. I have to feed everybody gets fed at 7. I saw Caleb go to the barn to feed the outside animals and bring them in, but the inside animals get fed at 7. Oh, Ruthie, you grew up in Shetland. That's amazing. You said the dialect didn't stick. How did I get into Shetland knitting? Erica says I'm kind of an old people. I'm kind of an old people too inside. I only like granny hobbies. Um, so Shetland knitting, there's it's kind of a tale. I think I've talked about it a little bit, but bye, Christine. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so happy you stopped by. Yeah, so Shetland knitting, I guess the simplest answer is Shetland sheep. Caleb's sister has a flock of Shetland sheep. I also think Shetland sheep are very cute as far as sheep go. And also, I would say just Fair Isle knitwear. That's the most basic answer. I've been knitting for a very long time, but it wasn't until recently that I allowed myself to, I guess, try more difficult knitting techniques. Um, I don't know. I think I've mentioned this before, but I kind of had a mental block where I would see knit things that I wanted to make, but just felt like it wasn't like something I would be capable of doing. I remember I had this knitting book was given to me when I was a teenager, and I forget what it was called. I want to say it was called like Pretty and Punk or something along those lines. But it was like punk knits, and on the cover was like mohawk knitted hat with a Union Jack on it. And as an angsty teenager, I like wanted to make that, but I was just so intimidated. And that was before the internet was really a thing. So if you had to learn from a book or someone had to show you, and my mom taught me how to knit like the most basic knitting, but everything else is what do you call it? Self-taught. Oh, Wild Nature Knits. Hi. Thanks for coming. Or did you just get here? You just got here. Hi. Ruthie, you said it was an amazing free range childhood. That's incredible. I dream of at least returning to Shetland. I always say that if in my retirement, I will retire to Shetland. Um, Beatrice, the Shetland sheep. That is so cute. But yeah, so anyway, there was just like all these knitting projects I wanted to do. I was sort of rambling, but I was really intimidated by colorwork knitting and I didn't understand really how it worked until a few years ago. When I went to Rhinebeck for the first time, um, I think it was supposed to be both Mary Jane Mucklestone and Gudrun Johnson released books that year, and they were both there. And I think one of them was supposed to give an author's talk. I don't remember who was scheduled to talk. They both ended up talking together. Sorry, I'm doing too much talking. But they both kind of gave a talk about knitting and about their writing process and designing process. And I remember MJ talking about how she found her way to colorwork knitting because she could only buy like sale like at one point in her life she like had young children, she didn't have a lot of money, so she could only buy yarn from the sale bin, and so she would only end up with like one skein of each, and so she had to find a way to make it work, and she did what she called picture knitting, and that's kind of how she got started in that, and that was so inspiring to me. We were very, very poor at the time. It was a few years ago. We had just bought our farm, and yeah, it was the lean times for us. But I don't know, something about their conversation and then hearing Gudrun talk about Shetland and her mother's designing process and all that kind of stuff was just so inspiring to me. And so I bought their books and I think it was for buying Gudrun's book. It was like the first, I don't know, 100 people got a ball of Jamison and Smith yarn. And so that was my first ball of Shetland yarn. And yeah, it just sort of stuck from there. And I've been obsessed ever since. Also, I love the TV show, the Shetland TV show. I love a murder mystery um, anyway. And yeah, I don't know. Actually, I've been rewatching those episodes. I started rewatching it, I don't remember, sometime at the beginning of the year. And then I only watched a few seasons and then I've been rewatching it again just because I don't even care about the plot so much anymore. I just like to look at the scenery and pretend I'm still there. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked about my plans at all. This has been fun though. It's fun. You guys give me things to riff on so I can just ramble. I would say yes. Erica's saying Anne Cleeve's Shetland books are so good. I love them. I forgot to bring it. I'm reading right now a different Shetland Mysteries series, the first one. So the author is Marcely Taylor. Here, I'll write it in the chat. Some of you probably already know about it. I saw her books first in Shetland, and I'm reading the first one now. There you go, if you guys want to look that up. But it's pretty good. The first one, I'm enjoying it. It's not Anne Cleeve's. It's very different type of mystery, I would say. Different vibe, different energy, and there is a lot of sailing chat. Which, if you are a sailor, you'll like it. I don't know a lot about sailing, so I feel like it's a little wasted on me. But so far, it's good. Um, yeah, so if you guys are also Shetland fans, you might enjoy that. I'm always looking for more Shetland media. I don't know if I forget who it is. Someone said they were reading The Fair Isle Nurse, which was another book I talked about that takes place in Shetland. It's a memoir. I really enjoyed that too. Another topic that sort of is unrelatable to me, nursing, but also a really interesting tale. Bye, Cheyenne. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so happy you were able to come at work. I hope you have a good evening. Yeah. I don't know. I could talk about some projects, I guess. I keep looking over here. One project, you guys will see this. I need to finish these. I would love to finish these for spring. These are my Rad Radish socks by Stone Knits. Sorry, the camera for me, like when I see myself, it's not mirrored. So I forget which way I need to move. Or maybe it is, I don't know. Maureen says, Jameson's is my favorite yarn. Would definitely be my desert island yarn. I totally agree. I would, either choose Jameson's of Shetland or JNS as my one and only forever yarn. Olivia says, do I have any weaving projects planned? Sort of. I know, Olivia, you're such a inspirational weaver, and I want to do more weaving. I don't have anything like drawn up yet, but I have some in my mind, and I can tell you about them a little bit. One is the project I talked about. Bye, Leslie. Yes, the rad radishes will be done at some point. So one weaving project is when I did the marigold dyeing, that's what that yarn is going to be for. And I'm 2/3 done with spinning that skein. So those I want to make matching, or not matching, but like they go together, shawls for me and my best friend. And I want to do it. I think I want to weave maybe diamond twill, which I haven't done yet. I've only just done like regular tutu twill, but I think I have a bunch of weaving books, and I think that I can figure out the tie up and everything. I'm not like a very experienced weaver at all. And so my problem is trying to determine set. I'm not very good at that. anytime, and also trying to decide, because for this project, I think I want a warp that is finer than my weft to make kind of like, what do you call it? Not necessarily weft faced, but yeah, I just want them to be different. Painted warp, that sounds so cool. From the Andrea Alexander. I'll have to look up that channel. I'm always looking for more weaving content. A good friend of mine is a very like accomplished and prolific weaver. She actually got me into weaving. But I'm not, I'm kind of still new to it and I haven't had a lot of time to weave. Bye, Ruthie. Livy says planning out set based on yarn size type. Yes. And also like sampling. I just have to sample and accept that I will like waste yarn. Um, but I have to just do that. It's also hard. I've been really struggling to do projects that require me to be like in my studio for a long period of time. Oh, that's so cool that Sue writes, Ply Magazine came out with a sister publication called Weft. I love Ply Magazine. Um, but I might have to check that out. It says inaugural issue is on plain weave. I also think plain weave is so beautiful. Bye, Kim. Good night. It must, yeah, be getting late in the UK. It's probably around 11. So yeah, I understand if you guys want to go to bed. But so that's one weaving project. I also have another project that is I spun 3 skeins of Navajo churro wool that was raised by someone in my local community. She raises Navajo churro sheep. And I have 3 skeins of each natural color that she has produced. I think it's one is white, one is like a dark gray, and one is brown. And I want to make some kind of, I think, a table runner out of that. Um, but I have not chosen a warp yarn for that either. And then what else? I do think I want to make just some kind of like plain, I kind of want to put like a plain weave warp on one of my looms and then just weave when I have time. But what I was saying was it can be hard for me to work on projects that require me to be in my studio for a long period of time because Feeny, it's kind of like having a toddler a little bit where she really does need to be with me and have my attention for a large portion of the day. So knitting is great because I can just sit with her or we can go on a walk or whatever. And I can take my knitting or even probably could drop spindle even. Um, but something like weaving where you have to like count and pay attention, it can be harder. So that's part of the Feeny story is we're hoping to transition her outside this spring and summer for at least some of the day, like create a pen that she can be in for some of the day. She can't really be alone with the big goats, but she could be next to them or by herself in the yard for a little while. But we're not quite there with that yet. So that's part of why between my ankle sprain and Feeny, that's why weaving and spinning have both taken a real backseat in my life. Yeah, but those are some weaving projects. I also just, I bought at one point, I made just like some cotton towels, and I really would like to maybe just buy a weaving kit like from Gist or something like that. My friend, my weaving friend, she has done some designs for Gist, and I would love to buy one of her kits and her patterns just because I want to support her and also I want to make the things she designs because I love her designs. Sorry, so thirsty. But that's some things on the weaving front. I don't know. It's really messy behind me, but I could turn you a little so you can see. I hope that doesn't make anybody nauseous. But my looms are over there. You can see them. It's so messy. My drying rack there. And my dress is still in the dress form. Oh, there you guys can see my Isla shawl is on my dress form. But yeah, that's the studio setup. I'm going to turn you back now because it's so, you can see this is the lighting struggle. Like, see the 3 windows. So it backlights me really bad. So that's why I have to go over here. I know I feel so bad talking about weaving because I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make weaving content someday when I have time to do it. Um, I also, yeah, I don't know. Part of me wants to just buy some kits and work from a kit just to get better at weaving a little bit and understanding um, different techniques in that way. I think it would be helpful. I forget who it is. Someone I'm following on Instagram right now is weaving like waffle knit, and that looks so cool. And I would love to learn how to do that too, like make waffle towels or just cloth. Jane Stafford Weaving School. I'll have to look that up because, yeah, I don't know. There's some weaving is like kind of intimidating. I'm putting this in Google now so I don't forget. Um, yeah, I don't know. And also, I sort of bought my big loom. I bought spontaneously a little bit. So my smaller loom, which is also kind of a big loom, um, I bought that on purpose. I drove to Rochester to get that from a woman. It actually came out of Nazareth College weaving program a long time ago. That's where she bought it from, and then I bought it from her. Um, but that was like the loom I was going to buy, and just that's all I was going to have. It's 36 inches wide. It's perfectly adequate. Um, but then a friend of my weaving friend, she found this great loom for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and we sort of convinced our other friend to buy it, being like, "You're gonna love this." She loves to spin, she loves to knit, and I sort of told her, I was like, "Just get the loom if you do." It was very inexpensive for what it is, and I was like, "If you don't like it, like if you don't like weaving, I'll buy the loom from you." So she didn't feel so bad because I was totally convinced she was going to like weaving. Turns out she hated weaving. um, but she like wove one project and she was like, "This just isn't for me." Um, but so I really wanted the loom. I didn't want it to go to anyone else. So that's why I have the really big cherry loom. And I actually haven't even woven a project on that yet. Let's see. I have a year old dish towel on my loom. Yes, CRISPR, that's a really good point too, is I also now have a dedicated space where honestly, where I'm sitting right now is where my loom was. And there really wasn't even because like our bedroom was right, how do I point? Like right here, sort of. And so I didn't have any space really to even warp my loom. But now I have more space. So that's also going to help have like it'll help get things going. Let's see. Kimberly says, I also like to weave when I have more time. Making tablecloths, picnic cloths. I also, yeah, that's something I really would love to make is just napkins, table napkins. We pretty much exclusively use cloth napkins because why not? You just throw them in the washing machine, but they're kind of, I say cloth napkins, that's giving them a lot of credit. They're more like shop towels, what we use. So I would really like to make some napkins. That would be nice. And I think that would be just like, yes, some I think it would be really fun to just have like a plain weave project on that I could work on. And now that I have two looms, I feel like I could do that where one loom could just have like a cotton warp on it all the time and then I could weave whenever I had time. Yeah. I actually really enjoy the process of weaving and I enjoy the math of it, but I'm inexperienced. I feel more confident in knitting and that sort of thing. What else was I going to say? Sorry, I'm kind of sniffly. I think it's allergy season is starting. Don't say it. It takes like one windy day of things blooming and I'm sniffling. It's just the way. Oh yeah, so another project I'll probably stay on till like 6:30, but I'll just talk about some knitting plans a little bit. Obviously, I'm going to finish everything that I have on the needles. The Audrey and Unst vest is kind of my spring garment, one spring garment that I want to work on. But I definitely would like to start another pair of socks, which seems crazy because I need to finish the red radish. But I want to make, hold on, I have my what do you call it? Ravelry queue. And you guys can look at this too. If you just go on my Ravelry, you can see my queue. It's pretty in order, but I really want to make the calico socks by Morgan of Knitting Nelly. I think they're so cute. And I have my colors picked out. Let's see, can I open this? Yeah. So, oh dear. I think I'm going to use, wow, that's super washed out from, I have a light over it there. But this is pink, like just there, you can see it better over here. It's a pale pink. I think that's going to be the main color. And then I have this green as an accent color. And then, oh, I'm going to knock everything out of the cabinet. This pink, this is leftover lapidary from EcoView Fiber Mill, which they're out of business and it's sad. So probably those 3 colors. Does it take 3 colors? I think it takes 3. So probably those 3. But I also have, what is it? This sock set. Oh my gosh, I'll pick everything up later. Because there's also this color. One of these 2 I will choose. I don't know. So much sock yarn. But so that's a sock pattern that feels really springy that I would like to make. I'm just trying to I have a table here I'm trying to stack yarn on. I also bought, I showed you guys this before. This is from Wing and a Prayer Farm. This is hand dyed. This is a kit to make the downstairs socks. So I'm going to make a pair in this colorway. So that's on the agenda at some point. What else? Oh, and then yeah, I don't have the yarn. It's over there in my bins. But the cloud bow dress, that's going to be my summer garment knitting pattern. Louise, you also have the calico socks. I think they're so cute too. And I think it's only a little bit of color work because that's something I'm realizing is I don't know if I love, at least, I mean, I like, this is all over color work. And I think that these socks are going to be great for the winter, but maybe not like they're very thick when they're all over color work. So I like the idea. I like when it's just color work on the leg part of the sock. Yeah, I also desperately, desperately want to make the Pelica vest by Rosa Pomar. And I think, let's see. Yeah, that's sampled in their Brusca. And so here, fun fact about me. Yeah, I agree the calico socks are perfect for pastels. But fun facts about me, my mom is half Portuguese. And so I love the idea of using yarn from Portugal. So I really would like to choose or try some of the yarn from Retrosaria because I would love to, try the Portuguese wool. We went to Portugal when I was, how old was I? 9, 10. But I haven't been back since. Burgos. Here, I have to look it up. Whenever you guys tell me patterns, I have to go on Ravelry and look it up because I don't remember the name of things. Oh, I've seen that vest also by Rosa Pomar. Wild Nature Knits, you're making Burgos too in Brooklyn Shelter. I've heard good things about that yarn. I've never tried it though. It's so cute, this vest. I love it. It looks so practical. I swear this is the year of vests in general. I want to make vests, more vests. Oh, and then another project that I can't stop thinking about, which one, I don't know if someone's here, but somebody bought me this pattern, but it's Moth. I can show you my phone. By Kaori Katsurata. And I am never usually interested in, what do you call it? Like fun yarns, but I want to make that in some kind of boucle. So I guess this will be the last thing I talk about, but next weekend is local yarn store day. And I think I'll tell you guys here first, but my plan is to my mom and I are gonna go on a little, like, local road trip to check out all the yarn stores near me. Last year, I only went to 2, but I'm thinking we're gonna go to, like, 4 or 5. So that'll be a video in a couple weeks, and especially because more than one of you has asked me, like, you're like, "Oh, I'm coming to the Finger Lakes. What yarn store should I go to?" So I would like to have a video that details that a little bit more. And also, I just want to go yarn shopping. I've been pretty good about not buying yarn. I say that as I look at yarn I bought. Um, but yeah, I want to try and find some DK weight boucle to make the Moth hood, which is kind of like, it sort of reminds me of the Sophie hood by Petite Knit, but I like that it's designed for boucle because it looks like a little teddy bear, like a little teddy bear hat. I don't know. Oh yeah. There's another vest by Rosa Pomar that I would like to make. And the Burgos kind of reminds me of that. It's the one, I'll see if I can find it. It's like cropped and then like a super deep V, in case you couldn't tell that that's what I like, I guess. Where is it? Favorites. Um, is Will Dreamers Spanish or Portuguese? I can't remember. What is this called? I went looking this vest. Capital V, but it's super cute. Another Rosa Pomar pattern. Oh, Maggie says that Will Dreamers is Spanish. Momogumi is here. Hi. We have Maggie coming in with the yarn knowledge. Love a good vest and it inspires hobbity style vibes. I totally agree. I think a vest can really hobbit up an outfit if you're feeling not hobbity enough in a day. I also just like the idea, or not the idea, but I like that I have a lot of dresses that have long sleeves and kind of like poofy sleeves. And so if you have, wow, I'm in the wrong way there. If you have a sweater like this that has kind of a tight sleeve, your dress, even the dress I'm wearing, I don't know if I can show you, it has just like a puffy cap sleeve, but even that can be kind of like crunched up in your sweater sleeve. And so, wow, the camera not being mirrored is really challenging. Um, but yeah, I like the idea of a vest then not crunching up and making like that weird lumpy, I don't know. I get uncomfortable very easy, I think. And then yeah, I swear this is the last project because I forgot about it. But I this is actually, I have the book right here from Grand Shetland Adventure Knits. This book. The Puri Shop Cardigan by Mary Jane Mucklestone. And so I don't know if I'll be able to find the picture of it. I can never find the picture in the book when I need to. But it's knit and I can't find it. You guys will be able to find it. But the sample is made in Letlopi, but I have a ton of Plotalopi left over from assorted Plotalopi projects that I'm going to use for the color work. And then I bought 4 plates of hold on, I'll get up and find it. Because I never remember what color it is. Maybe you can still hear me. So it's color 1038. Again, with the glare. Is it over here that it's better? Yeah. It's kind of like that oatmeal color. It's actually, this is grayer. This is Easton White by Jameson's. And then that's 1038 by Iztex. I feel like this is such a go-to color for me. I always choose it as my color. But this is going to be the main color of my Puri Shop cardigan. And then I have like the colors from my crowberry left. I have, I think, 1 plate of the frost grass or partial. So I'm going to do some kind of combo I'll see if I can find it. There's a specific one that I loved. Uh, I saw someone made the Puree Shop Cardi. Oh, Momo, you can't stay. That's okay. Thank you so much for coming. So good that you came. But I will make sure I should say that to everybody. I'll make sure that a recording of this is up so you guys can watch it later if you had to come and go or yeah, that sort of thing. But I just thought I would this will be the last thing I show you guys. It's someone's Puree Shop Cardi and she made it in Nutiden and I just love it so much. And so that inspired me to make to buy the yarn to make this. Okay, here it is. So the person on Ravelry, their username is Wait a Min Knits. Um, and here's her picture. So yeah, I know it's weird when I show you my phone. It does that weird thing, but you can see it's like a pale color, and then with kind of more neutrals. What do you call it? Color work. Um, yeah, because I need another pale colored sweater. I'm such a like creature of habit. I always choose this kind of oatmeal color as my background, but it's practical. So yeah, lots of things. And then I know, who knows if I'll finish any of these projects. Good night, Judith. I think also I'm probably gonna go soon too. I don't know. I'm not sure what next week's video is gonna be. I was gonna make a spring knits video for this week, but then I was like, we can just talk about it on the live. So I didn't. I thought didn't make sense to make another video. I don't know if I will make a video for I will make a video for next week. I'm just not sure what it's going to be about. I have some kind of vloggy stuff I could share. Caleb and I went thrifting, which was really fun, and I filmed some of that. Um, so maybe it will be a vlog. Good night, Maureen. Thanks for coming. Good night, Maggie. Yeah, I know it's like dinner time. That's why I have to go to cook some food for myself and feed the menagerie. But yeah, so stay tuned and hopefully I will have something new for you. And then in 2 weeks, yeah, look forward to local yarn store day content. Yeah, I don't know. Happy knitting, everybody. I guess I will just say goodbye now. I don't know. But also, yeah, thank you so much for coming. I'm so grateful that you guys wanted to come and enjoyed this. And maybe we'll do more. I can't believe so many of you were here. Um, but yeah, I hope you have a great weekend too, you guys. I forgot it's Friday. Yay. That sort of means nothing to me, but yeah. I figure I'll give you guys a second to say goodbye. Oh, I'm so happy you all could be here and make it. I'll end it in just 1 second. I don't want to like cut anybody off. All right. I'm going to click the button in 3, 2, 1. Good night.